Welcome to Stop Dieting and Start Living podcast. I am your coach, Natalia Rodriguez, and I will be guiding you to get in the best shape of your life for the rest of your life by combining my coaching experience with the psychology behind the human eating behaviors and some simple brain science. Get ready to be coached by me. Welcome to the last episode of 2020. How crazy this is. How was this year for you? Did you accomplish everything you thought about? What do you think you need to do to make 2020 the best year of your life? I know. This year has been crazy and a very, very different year. Many of our goals and wishes ended up because of the pandemic, but what you can take out of that? Think it for a second. We cannot change what we cannot control, right? So at the end, we need to make the most of what we have. Think about million years ago when men needed to hunt for food, or in the First World War, or in the Second World War. What were their conditions to survive? How different are theirs from ours? I mean, many of us are very lucky that we get to stay in a warm house with food delivery, Netflix, and internet, right? And I know every day we cannot be that positive, but more than we practice, easier it gets. And when it comes to healthy goals, you can still accomplish everything you want, even if that means being a fitness model, if that's your goal. So, what is standing in your way of getting those fitness goals? Let me answer that for you. Your mindset. It is not only the circumstances and unfortunately, the lies and stories that you have been telling to yourself, like you need to diet, restrict food, work out long hours, that you need a gym, that you need a treadmill, that you need a detox plan, you need willpower. So of course, Christmas is not the best time to start with that goal, right? You need to wait until the 3rd of January when the perfect time is there, because then you don't need problems rejecting food, right? Or hiding or throwing away those cookies, right? But you see, what you believe becomes your reality. And also your expectations. So that's why you're always in the same cycle. Gaining weight, losing weight. Gaining weight, losing weight. So first, people that make New Year resolutions regarding losing weight and getting healthier, they always start with the same approach. The next day, they will start just eating less food, throwing away everything that doesn't fit in their plan, let's call the non-so-healthy foods, and they will start exercises like going to a gym if it's possible, or going to a super hardcore training. That is why gyms are usually super full on January, but then in March, more or less, it's empty again. And so these people, why they fail? Why they end up giving up? And not to be the bearer of bad news, but studies have shown that only 20% people stick to their New Year resolutions after the first month. So after the first month, more than 25% of people will say, fuck it, this is not happening, I'm not doing it anymore, this is too hard. Or they will just forget with their goal. And that only tells me that either their goal was too extreme, they have too high expectations, or their goals were not that important. The scary statistics here are that only 8% accomplish their goal and are successful. And yes, I know this can sound like demotivating, but this is not the idea today. I'm telling you this because I want you to be part of that 8%. And perhaps this year we make it 10%. So more people start accomplishing their healthy goals. I'm telling you this because it is important to understand how having a well and detailed plan and put it into action can be a difference and make you successful in order to reach your goals. And also learn from your mistakes. So why people give up on day 30? Well, they are not very clear on what their goal is and why they were unsuccessful. They don't know what happened. They just feel bad about themselves, thinking it's their fault that they are not strong enough, that they don't have the willpower to do the diet or they continue the training program. And so they keep trying another diet or another workout program, or in the worst cases, they end up quitting completely. So here's the reality, guys. Whatever you want to become, either a healthier person or an astronaut or a lawyer or a better person, the success on everything in life comes from the details. So as Tim Grover once said, you don't achieve greatness by luck. You achieve it by mastering details that no one else bothers with. So the best way to succeed is by having a detailed plan of action that covers each individual challenge that you may encounter. And regarding fitness, people have big expectations to have the dream body or lose the weight in 30 days. And on the day 30, they realize that is going to take them longer and they end up giving up because it feels too hard. And then on the summer holidays, it comes the same sad story in your head, telling yourself that you were not strong enough, that you promised yourself this year to lose the weight, to be able to enjoy your summer happier, wearing that swimsuit that you love, and then you have a special party that you dream to wear this dress, and because you don't fit in the dress, you end up not going. So all these dreams that we had at the beginning of the year, they never come to reality unless we come with a different plan, because otherwise it will come a never-ending cycle and you end up yourself every summer, every winter, thinking and having the same thoughts. Disappointment because you are not doing what you tell yourself you wanted to do. So what's the problem with goal setting? People is not specific enough. You said you wanted to lose weight, but that's not specific enough. So you need to write down your goal. You see, we know through research that people that write their goals, they have 4% more likely success rate. And mapping out what is going to take to accomplish that goal. So have you checked your budget? Have you took a look at your calendar? What are you going to invest to make this goal a reality, to make it come true? You have the same hopes and wishes for years, but actually doesn't have you any closer to your goal. So if you're serious that you want to change, you need to invest time and money. Take a look at the significant goal you have in your life. I don't know, another one, like education, playing a new instrument, learning a new language. You needed to invest time and money to make it happen. Take a look at your calendar and find a way to make it work. Is it going to happen 3 times a week or 2 times a week? How will look that for you? Are you going to do it before breakfast, after breakfast, in the afternoons? Are you going to take classes? At what time? Are you going to swim? Are you going to do strength training? How that looks like for you? And the accountability piece, what happens if you don't show up? People see this as a punishment, but more as consequences. Like if you drink water, the consequence is you're going to be hydrated. So what are you losing? You're not getting closer to your goals. When you think about successful people, what they are doing different, what they all have in common, they all have accountability people around them. Think about Roger Federer, Shakira, Michael Jordan. They had a mentor to push them, to encourage them, providing them with valuable content, making them see things objectively. Someone that is calling out their shit, reminding them what and why they are doing it to keep working forward. So in my own life, there's no way I have been telling you this if I haven't surrounded myself with people that have been in my corner, that wanted to me to success as much as I wanted to succeed, providing me with the knowledge and support that I needed. There is no way I could just do it on my own. I didn't wake up having all the answers and the desire to start a podcast, for example. And it's not about luck. You can count on that. You only can count on your thoughts, your actions, and consistency. Now that we're entering to 2021, what's the plan for next year? And I'm asking my listeners to get honest with themselves. Listen, think about life in 2020. What did you want to achieve? Check that inventory. Probably many things are going really good right now, but there could be some stuff that you are not so happy and you feel stuck about. What feels out of reach? If you haven't been able to change it, what now will be different this time? What are you wishing for? How are you going to make it different this time? And our minds often want to come to a safe place. We don't want to feel challenged. We don't want to feel uncomfortable and change as much as we want. It is easier to stay stuck and risk another failure. So I just think looking where you want to be in a year time. And you don't want to get your hopes up and you don't want to get excited about losing weight. And why would you? Because there is evidence that tells you that you have been able to lose the weight and you feel disencouraged because of that. If you've been all this year after year in the same cycle of losing and gaining weight, I understand you don't believe in this. But I just want you to challenge and take a new mindset. Maybe you can change, I think it helps maybe to envision it because I think if all our actions come from our thoughts, right? So if you visualize how your life is going to look different, what are you going to achieve? Who are you going to be? At what time are you going to wake up? Are you go out in that job promotion? Are you going to put yourself out more dating? When you create that vision on yourself, what is that life where you're living your best life looks like? Like this, you can find ideas to actually make it happen and figure it out. That's the secret. That is actually no secret. Think positivity about what you want. Create a plan for it and work and act towards that. Next year, you can be in a total different place. You really have the ability to decide today to do something different, to feel the best you ever feel next summer. When the holidays roll the next time around, imagine how that will look and feel like. You have the opportunity to map out a plan based on by this time next year. By this time next year, I don't want to be obsessing around food anymore. I don't want to be dieting for the rest of my life. I want to figure out what's going to take me to stop binge eating, or I want to be better understanding what my triggers are, or I wanted to learn to trust myself. Who in my life maybe influences me to eat a bit more? What environment or stressors at my job cause me to want to emotionally eat? Getting better clear about these challenges put you in a position to start mapping out what is the plan is going to be to maybe overcome it. If you don't have the answers, you at least have a plan. And why not to get some help? This is where coaching comes in. Everyone that is successful on a high level, they haven't done it alone. They have people pointing out the blank spaces, the support, having people that believe in you. And that is a huge understatement because the reality is that this seems like it's not a common problem to have. Most people is not talking about these insecurities they have in relationship with food. They feel very isolated and alone. In some cases, they are married to spouses or have people in their life that used to police their food, or so they feel they now have to hide it. They can't even eat at the comfort of their own home or without feeling they are being judged or criticized. And I think that having someone in your corner, somebody that you can talk to, that can support you through this process, make you feel like you're not alone. You are not a failure, like it is totally normal what you're going through. Really does help a lot. And I just think that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to be where you are today if you're not happy with it. There are solutions out there if you're willing to do the work. And you don't have to stay dieting for the rest of your life. You don't have to stay in a constant state of struggling with weight loss, consuming and sucking all of your life and the fun out of it. Use this opportunity for self-reflection with a different plan. Just whatever you do, change the plan. If what you have been doing doesn't work, try something different. If that never led you the results you wanted, try something different. So there is more in life than dieting for weight loss. That is all my coaching program is all about. It is about developing the healthy eating habits that are going to stick for the rest of your life. When you think about the barriers, challenges, and struggles of weight loss, basically comes down to understand why it wasn't a good fit, why it didn't feel good, and for whatever reason felt too hard, until you have to identify what these barriers were. And you have to start deconstructing them brick by brick, essentially to get you to a new pathway and to even have a better understanding about yourself that puts you in a position where you can start really thinking about it. And so, unfortunately, people do the same thing they did last year and they get the same results, and they have to have the courage to try something different, something new. It feels like this is the perfect opportunity to hit the reset button and just get honest with yourself in the sense of what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What your perfect day looks like? How close does your perfect day looks like to the current one? If it's different, why? Then start mapping out how to create that perfect day every day to yourself. And I want to hear about people's goals. I want to wake up at 7 on Saturday to attend to this fitness class at 8. And on the drive home, I will stop by the grocery store and get some food for the weekend, so I don't find myself going to the drive-thru ordering takeaway and blah, blah, blah. Visualize day by day, hour by hour. The more specific, the better. Remember, success is in the details no one wants to pay attention to. All of these will help you to create awareness, to make the decisions that are right for you, not for me, not for them, not for others, for you. And this is the last episode from 2020, and I want to thank you for joining me here and stick with me in this journey. Your support means the world to me. I look forward chatting with you in 2021. Let's make 2021 the best of the best. I believe in you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you liked this episode. And if you did, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That will support my cause, that is to impact as many of you to stop dieting and start living. For more information, you can find the link in the episode notes. I am also very active on Instagram, where you will find tons of information. Have a great one. Lots of love. Your coach, Nat.